All right, we got it. We got it. Both players are ready to go. It's going to be Alice versus iNSUP on Autumn Leaves.
God, apple juice is good.
It is.
Jeez, dear Lord.
You all right?
Oh my God. Okay, go ahead, sir.
In the bottom left, we do have the Canadian Undead. It is iNSUP. He's been training all week for this. He's very ready for this. And hopefully he can get this done against Alice, who has been having a very good run in the Asian circuits. He's really, really good. I think he beat Shishi, he beat PCG, he beat Pink in the last qualifier for, I believe that was, what was that one? Smile Cup? I forget.
Smile Cup.
He did really well. He's doing really well. He's going to be
I
spawned in the top right.
I don't think I've ever actually casted an Alice game before. So it should be interesting to see it from the bird's eye point of view, because I've only ever seen him when someone else is observing. So we'll get to actually see. We'll get the true test of how good is this. I think I can call him a kid. He's pretty young, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's pretty
He's like
young.
19, ain't he?
I don't know how old he is. Maybe some people in the chat know how old Alice is, or they can find out for us. But Keeper of the Grove opener with a very safe AOW from Alice. And Alice, you know, he's not really sure about these guys' style. Like in NA, I don't know how much War 3 Champions he does play. I don't know if he's ever played iNSUP before, but, you know, iNSUP can mix it up. This heavy ghoul style that he loves to do against Elf gets in your face. So I think a safer build is probably good when you don't know exactly what your opponent is doing.
Yeah, and, you know, does Alice know about the style of iNSUP in terms of, like, his surrounds? Because we talk a lot about iNSUP, and if he can lock those early surrounds in with the ghoul opener, then he's normally pretty good, and especially in this matchup. If he can get those strong early games when he is very aggressive with those ghouls, he can most of the times win against the Night Elf players. But if the Night Elves are aware that he's just going to go for those surrounds, then you can just sort of pre-counter it via micros. So we'll see if Alice, like you say, has played iNSUP on ladder or not, because that's actually going to help quite a bit against a player like iNSUP.
Yeah, we'll find that out pretty quickly, because it's either Alice is going to crumble to this pressure that iNSUP puts on, or he just, like he said, moves his units around and iNSUP dives too much, takes too much damage, loses the game. Which is pretty much the hard counter to iNSUP, I would say. But it is hard to dodge those surrounds. When iNSUP's on, he is on.
Yeah, we might see that soon. I mean, is iNSUP going to go for the surrounds? Is he just going to creep the early level 1 Keeper harass with the Wisp as well, trying to deny probably what may have been a fast expansion Alice is thinking? But, you know, we, of course, know that iNSUP most likely not going to go for a fast expansion. Alice is also going to creep to level 2 in parallel with this as well. He's probably going to tech because his Ancient War was not in position to go for the expansion first. But I'd expect to see an expansion pretty soon. Almost as soon as he has the lumber for it.
iNSUP getting chased over to the other green. Wants to creep this out for level 2. Does have decent items for the Lich already. Claws of Attack for iNSUP. Keeper. Keeping those gloves on. This should be level 2 for sure for iNSUP, which is good. More ghouls being rallied in. And Alice is doing a very good job of just harassing with the Treants. The item, a mantle as well. So very good items for iNSUP. Starting off this game. Lich going to be very, very stacked. Does need to save this last ghoul from getting attacked. Doesn't want to take any more damage.
Yeah, and Autumn Leaves is a map where you actually don't get a lot of claw drops and stuff like that. So the fact that he's already going to have, you know, +8 for his Lich without the orb, that's really important on a map like Autumn Leaves. Keeper might be able to get a ghoul kill, but of course there is at least 2 more. Wait, he loses a ghoul. I was going to say there's at least 2 more coils after that one, but he mistimes it a little bit, and there's still 1 more entangle. So the harass so far somewhat paying off, and there is a Tree of Life to the top left right now for Alice.
Yeah, a bit of a blunder for iNSUP. Tries to get in range of this other ghoul. He will be able to coil this, but the Treants are still putting damage on it. The Keeper actually kiting as well. Might have to force another coil, but here comes the first iNSUP surround, and it is, barely squeezes out.
Ooh. Tough one. Very close, but he's got another opportunity, and there we go. If first you don't succeed, just press the move command over and over again, and 2 ghouls are going to fall, but the town portal in. Okay. Jesus. 7 health. Oh my god. A little bit, stayed a little bit too long, I would say, for Alice, because he's going to have to use all of his Moonwells on that now.
Yeah, quite a bit. That's every Moonwell. Yep.
That's
Completely
all of it.
Bone dry. And here comes the Tree of Life in the top. Like you said, as soon as he got the wood, he does have it. It's almost 3/4 of the way done. So Alice is going to be looking for an expansion. And I don't see... Okay, there is a Hunter's Hall, so this could just be Mass Dryads behind this.
Yeah, it seems to be pure standard so far from Alice. The expansion timing relatively standard. If he does go into double lures with the Demon Hunter second, which he is going at least for that Demon Hunter second, I expect the lures soon. It'll just be pure standard, and ends up actually going into Gargs.
Yeah, Garg play for Insup. He does do this very often with the Ghoul opener. Sometimes he'll transition into Fiends, but for the most part, I think on Autumn Leaves especially, he does like the Garg opener. Maybe Tide Hunters as well. DK getting very, very close to level 3, but not quite there yet. Keeper goes home, very close to level 3 as well. Demon Hunter second, very standard for Alice. Going up against that Undead, you want that tanky Demon Hunter in the late game, but you also want that mana burn.
Yeah, Insup wants to get level 3 by the time his Lich comes out, and then in most cases he would like to get a Staff of Teleportation and go and harass the Demon Hunter creeping with just his first 2 heroes. But of course, because he's going to go Gargs, he can play a little bit more aggressive with his Ghouls and his Gargs. If he was going for Fiends, this might be slightly different, but yeah, you would love to see that Death Knight now on the other side of the map harassing this Demon Hunter creeping just to slow it down, because if the Demon Hunter is able to freely get level 3 as Alice is right now, and the Keeper also gets level 3, it can be very, very rough in the first initial engagements for the Undead if you're just getting mana burned all day.
Yeah, Lore's coming up behind this. Insup will have at least a few Garg advantage before the Dryads can start to kick in, but even 1 or 2 Dryads starts to kick quite a punch, especially with the Archers as well. Okay, Insup scouting, knows exactly what's going on. Mana burn comes in, but he's able to get off at least 1 coil. The Shadow Meld comes in. He does have a Sentry Ward. This will be a dead Archer.
Ooh. Yeah, it could be a couple. At least, yeah, 1. It could be 2 at the end of the day. The Lich is coming across with another Rod of Necromancy, and a couple of Ghouls now find their way over. Entangle on the Death Knight. That is level 2 Entangle, so a lot of damage is going to be putting on that guy.
Oh,
the Keeper's being chased away.
Is Alice going to go up to the top and entangle? Maybe the DK force a TP in. Insup wrapping back around. He's actually moving around. The Lich also here. Okay, Coil not going to be able to work. Okay, looks like the DK is going to be able to get away. This is good for Insup. If the Keeper would have went up top, I think an Entangle Force would have maybe forced a TP early, but instead Insup gets to stick around and kill a few more Archers for his troubles, which is a nice trade for Insup, especially going into before the Gargs even take even remotely any damage. The only anti-air Carson will be the Keeper and maybe 1 Dryad.
Yeah, that's 3 of, I guess, 4 Archers going down already. And the Tree of Life, remember, this whole time has not been mining. It's just trying to begin the creeping of that top left expansion. So this is all just a delay tactic for Insup, and Insup could go for his bottom right expansion at the same time if he wanted to. If he gets tier 3, he has an Acolyte ready. He can counter expand all the while just delaying Alice's expansion. And so far, it's kind of worked out perfectly. But soon there's going to be enough Dryads for Alice. And, you know, although there are soon to be 6 Gargs out, it's not quite the strongest air army yet for Insup. So Alice might be able to defend soon, especially once he has a couple more Dryads.
Wrapping back around, he does have a coil. Does he want to use this offensively? Dryads taking damage. It's the perfect creep jack for Insup.
Oh.
A Dryad going down, maybe even an Archer as well. Maybe both Dryads. Another one rallies in. The Demon Hunter's trying to tank, so is the Tree of Life, but now he's going for Wisp. This is a great trade for Insup as long as he doesn't lose his Lich, because he needs to be careful how he passes the TP. The TP is passed over the Lich. We'll get an Archer as well. Insup is trading beautifully. Got a TP though. Okay, there we go.
Yep, but he still has been delaying the expansion. So it's been quite good delay. He actually leaves the Ghouls and the Gargs, which is a pretty good play, but he's going to lose the Ghouls. Maybe could have just left the Gargs there, maybe attack those Wisps, but for now, again, the Tree of Life. This whole time is not mining, and Insup looks like he's going to go on the aggressive again. He did buy a double potion, mana and healing, and he's coming across the map yet again, going to have to heal up that Lich pretty soon. Doesn't have any statues or anything like that, but he is getting the Slaughterhouse now, so soon this army is going to be much stronger than it currently is for Insup.
Yeah, 36 supply for Alice, though he has been losing, you know, a Dryad here, a Dryad there. He hasn't been able to amass as many as he wants. He's also not mining on this expansion just yet because of the harassment from Insup, and before the mine even gets finished, Insup's going to target some more Wisps.
Yeah.
And this is going to force Alice to start building. He's got 50 gold right now.
And Insup could cancel this mine almost indefinitely if he wanted to, because currently the Dryads cannot engage, and they're really the only anti-air. We can see them trying to engage right now. There goes the remaining mana on the Death Knight, so again, Focus Fire on the Lich could be a thing, but the potion could be passed as well. But there will be another Entangle eventually. This Lich probably will fall if it sticks around.
Yeah, it's getting a little dicey. I think it will go down. There's no way to protect it anymore. The health pot's been used. Ends up trying to go to the shop to get a heal scroll. He does get one, and this will be good for the Gargs, but yeah, there's no way to save that Lich. And Alice is kind of stealing a few kills here and there as he starts to amass a 46 supply army now. The army doesn't look too bad for Alice, and this is without mining still. Okay, now he starts mining out of the mine, finally.
Yeah, I think iNSUP could have gone for maybe a mine cancel. And either way, Alice would have had to engage, and then he would have been able to get some dryad kills regardless. But now the mine is up. He could have delayed it, I feel like, for quite a long time. But eventually he would have ran out of mana. And he has delayed another thing, which is that level 3 Demon Hunter for quite a while. Alice probably going to try to get one more creep camp, maybe aggressively in the middle. Yeah, he's going to go for that lab now to get that level 3 Demon Hunter. And then this army for Alice will be a lot stronger. And we'll wait and see when he's going to go for tier 3 tech. That's one thing Night Elves have a tendency to mess up a little bit, is delaying their tier 3 tech too much, so they're not able to get that orb, not able to get maybe bears if they wanted it, but of course against the Gargs we're just going to see dryads. But yeah, I'd like to see that tier 3 tech earlier rather than later for Alice.
This is a nice creep from Alice, pulling the trees here and pulling the camp out. Beautifully done.
Yeah.
Scourge Bone Chimes too, if he does want to transition into bears. Are we starting to see that right now? No, we're not going to see that for a while. Still on tier 2. I think he's just going to mass dryads and try to go up 60-70 food. iNSUP taking a fight, which is kind of risky, but the dryads are kind of all hurt and low, and now the Lich has an orb.
Still got that heal scroll too, and a mana pot now. So Alice is going to have to be careful. He used the heal scroll himself. Is the invul in the shop? There is an invul in the shop, but the mana pot and level 4 Deathlight, and this army is too strong for Alice to deal with without that Demon Hunter for sure.
And the orb kicking in now. The Gargs do so much more damage to the dryads. And iNSUP's going to give chase. No Demon Hunter means no mana burn. And there's another coil lined up, and maybe soon another Nova. Could target this Keeper of the Grove if he wants and put on more pressure. And yeah, Alice, despite mining now on this expansion, is losing a lot of dryads right now. Is there enough resources to Tavern? He's trying to Tab res, but he has to get back to that shop. Keeper going to move back up to the Tavern, getting very, very close to the amount of money needed for that demon. Should be able to pop it now.
Oh, nice little block there. And the statue is so helpful this whole time as well. And more Gargs are coming out, and Alice not able to get up that critical mass of dryads that he needs. You do need more dryads than there is Gargs in order to counter it. The Demon Hunter back, as he said, from the Tavern. But there is a coil and a Nova. Staff out. Not enough damage for iNSUP to secure that kill before the staff goes off. So Alice will get out of there for now. But again, I say, he cannot win a fight right now. He's got to wait. He's got to delay. He's got a Shredder. He's going tier 3, but he needs to wait to have those orbs.
Yeah, and maybe a good thing for Alice losing those units, because now he's going to be banking on his double expansion. His army is decent, and 4-3 heroes are pretty good unless iNSUP dives into the main base, which is that's what he's going to do. Okay, now Alice just has to break.
Is iNSUP going to go for that Shredder? Yeah, it looks like he's going to. Yep, there it is. He's going to have to repair Alice. Can you save the Shredder? Because the upgrades are essential. And of course, he's got decent lumber right now, but if he wants to get 3-3 upgrades, we'll need a little bit more than that.
Yeah, the Gargs in the tree line, though, this is pretty good. Need that Lich orb, but the Entangle on the Lich going to lock him in. This is very awkward, but there's a lot of coils where that came from to protect this Lich if iNSUP wants. No mana burns coming in on the DK just yet. iNSUP trading. Nice coil to save that Lich. Gonna need a few more. Alice is literally just beelining it on this Lich right now. And it's working. I mean, the Orb of Corruption not working on a lot of these units, getting a lot more pot shots on these Dryads than normally you would. But iNSUP is just raining in this. Even with 38 supply, it looks like he's doing all right. Alice's army, despite being bigger, is just spread all over the place. Oh,
yeah,
the Lich.
Not enough Dryads. There's just not enough Dryads. He used the invul in there, iNSUP. He doesn't actually have another coil, so the heal scroll could be used, but iNSUP's going to have to save this Lich somehow, but Entangle's going to secure that kill yet again, most likely. Oh, Frost Armor, heal scroll. There's another Entangle, though, so eventually... Oh, unless the Keeper can't catch up, can he?
Oh.
He's going around. Well, eventually I feel as though this Lich has to die, almost.
I think it's going to die. The Dryad comes into slow. Mana burn could be there. The Lich working his way up. But yeah, the Keeper's definitely going to secure this.
Going to the red camp, maybe, though.
Yeah, could do that. Oh, no way! So far, so good.
Can he beat him to the shop? No, there's no way. Oh, I think going into the red camp probably would have been the best play for iNSUP. And there it goes. There's the Entangled, dead Lich. But in the meantime, how many Dryads have fallen? I wish I could see the corpses on all the maps, but there's at least 3 about to fall. But the expansion is mining. iNSUP also has counter-expanded, but it's been scouted. And it actually only has 1 Acolyte currently, and iNSUP isn't building any Acolytes.
That was a nice save from Alice. 1 Dryad able to make it to the Moonwells, but the other one that was low, he staffs out, and INSUP, by the way, has been able to secure an expansion behind this. I don't know if you pointed that out, but he has been able to. He's going to start building Acolytes. So the Keeper will find this immediately, though. And he's got Entangles for this Acolyte. He's also got Treants. Oh, man. The Nerubian's not going to be able to get up. And I feel like INSUP might be chasing a little bit too much.
Well, he's keeping the Dryad numbers down. There is an orb now on the Demon Hunter, but really there's not that massive Dryads that Alice kind of needs if he's not going to go for Hippogriffs to counter the Guards. You do need quite a few Dryads, and INSUP, although he's been losing, he's lost his Lich twice now, he's losing the expansion. He's been killing a lot of Dryads, and we can see now the numbers are only, there's 2 Dryads, something like that. Yeah, there's soon to be 4, but that's definitely not enough.
Yeah, and now look at the bank on Alice. Pretty much 1,000. He's got 52 supply, but he probably wouldn't mind losing a Dryad right now just to make sure. He's doing so much pressure just with a small army. Lich getting focused again.
Oh.
There's mana, though, off that mana pot. Does secure the coil. Mana burn immediately comes in on the DK, but the Lich will survive at least to be able to hold this. There's only a token bear and a couple Dryads. And again, we find Alice with not enough juice to get this going.
Okay, he's got the 1 bear, again going for the Lich focus fire. This could be the 3-peat on the Lich, and it will be. Not without losses, though, is Alice, but still, it's just killing the Lich over and over again. Is that just enough? Because at the end of the day, there's only Gargs, and Gargs can kill Dryads, yeah, but they have difficulty killing the heroes, so it's not really going to be a way for INSUP to seal the deal if he can't hold this expansion.
Yeah, and his economy, he hasn't been able to really secure that expansion, so these Lich kills are starting to pay dividends on his economy. GG, and INSUP's going to tap out in game number 1. And Al's going to go up 1-0, and you know what? I like Alice in DuSt League. You know, I don't mind it. I don't mind. He looks good, man.
Yeah, not too bad so far. Not too bad so far.
Always had this question, you know, how could NA compete? You know, INSUP's top 4 NA. He's always been consistently top 4, especially in DuSt League NA. Always 3rd and 4th place, so only losing to Cruncher and Hitman. So if there's an NA competitor that you would put other than Cruncher and Hitman, we don't have Cruncher in this tournament, unfortunately, but, you know, if not Hitman, then I would say definitely INSUP as how can INSUP NA compete with Asia. In the bottom left, we do have the red undead player. It is INSUP. In the top right, got the yellow elf. It is Alice. And does Alice try some shenanigans on this map? So far, no Beastmaster with the fast altar. But maybe a Warden, maybe a Keeper, maybe a Demon, maybe, who knows?
Well, I would expect to see Alice stick to what worked pretty well. Even though he lost so many Dryads, he's still got the clean expansion last game, and most importantly, he didn't get the expansion canceled. So I'd expect to see Alice stick with just a good old-fashioned standard Keeper, quick Expo Mass Dryads. I think the real question is, will INSUP go for Gargs again? Or is he going to play the 1 base tier 3 with Fiend style, with the early Destroyers? Because honestly, not having Destroyers last game hurt him quite a bit because he lost his Lich over and over again. That was really what bit him at the end, was those 3 Lich losses. Oh my god, it is a Warden.
Hey, there it is. Alice going for style points with the Warden first. I love it. Trying to flex his way into a 2-0. Beauty. Love to see it. We'll see how INSUP wants to react to this. He does play super aggressive, but if Warden gets level 2 with Blink, might be able to negate that early ghoul surrounds, and maybe Alice can turn this around here. But that's exciting.
Exciting indeed. Is he going to go for that second Ancient War? We saw, I guess, Sonic do this yesterday against Todd, but different matchup, of course. But the second Ancient War at that shop is pretty crucial for this Warden to get the early level 3, because Last Refuge is not the most orthodox Warden map. You typically go for a map where you can get that level 3 for pretty much free, but on this map you do need to take one kind of weird camp or tank on the Warden. We'll see how Alice manages to do it. And we'll see what INSUP manages to do in the early game as well.
Yeah, so far, early DuSt from INSUP, which tells me that if he does get level 2, he's going to go straight across. Maybe even level 1.7, go straight across to try to get level 2 off of the early archers. See what INSUP wants to do, but that early DuSt is an indicator that he definitely wants to put on pressure.
Yeah, he's at least going to try to get that aura off the bat. Of course, against the Warden, he's going to have a whole lot more coils than he would have against the Demon Hunter, but maybe he's going to have a whole lot less Death Knight health if this is what Alice is going for. The focus fire on the Death Knight is the most standard approach to these sorts of early games. And that second Ancient War is just being built now at the shop, and it will come up soon. Alice right now just trying to buy time so that he can eventually move on and continue creeping.
Yeah, should be able to finish right away. The Warden probably going to back off, but he doesn't want to lead the Undead over to this idea. But iNSUP knows that this is pretty much standard, and he's going to be able to scout this early. Maybe even pull the camp on the AOW. Can know he's just going to chase the Warden, which is exactly what Alice wants.
Mm-hmm.
Stay away from my AOW, bro.
Oh, and iNSUP losing a ghoul. Get 2 creep camps on 1 ghoul. That's not a fair fight, and 1 ghoul does die to the creeps. A little bit unfortunate for iNSUP. But iNSUP still has a an army here that is able to pressure, and Alice is still stuck on level 1, at least for now. That Ancient War probably going to uproot relatively soon. This is just 2 Ancient Wars pumping archers right now with the tier 2 tech underway. Level 2, but the coil was used to get the creep, so the coil cannot be used to save the ghouls, so that's second blood for Alice, but 1, as I said, went to the creeps, 1 went to the Warden.
Oh, a nice jack here from Alice. Going to bring the archers in as well. He wants to put on some damage, and he knows that iNSUP's on the back foot. 1 coiled remaining to save. Illusion going to scout, but I mean, at this point, iNSUP needs to back off. He lost a lot of ghouls there in the early. He's going to have to rebuild, and this is the perfect window now for Alice to creep. Oh, iNSUP does pull the creeps over with the illusion, but only 2 ogres. Yeah, they're not going to do that much damage.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit annoying for Alice, but it will not cost him this Ancient War, and iNSUP actually preemptively going for a second Necropolis, just so that he can rebuild those Acolytes if Alice goes for the harassing. So that's not a bad idea.
Well, this AOW might go down.
He's actually going to die. Oh, look at him. He's spamming. Look at him. You see him? You see him? Oh, it attacked. Oh, he could just build. Oh, he's supply blocked. And is there an upgrade he can build? I suppose not, eh? There's no upgrade in the Ancient War he can get right now?
Oh, he's trying to pull. He pulls the creep camp with the archer, saves the AOW at the last minute, but at this point, AOW has been creeping out this merc camp, so the Warden will still get a fair chunk of XP.
Oh, the other AOW died, actually, too, in the meantime. So both might die. iNSUP's definitely going to kill this Ancient War, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Wisp coming in to repair. Is iNSUP going to be able to kill it in time?
Oh, my God.
Oh my God, you need an extra ghoul. He rallies in an extra ghoul. Wow, the AOW is going to live.
For now, the Wisps are still exposed. And coil, detonate. Yeah, Alice doesn't want to sacrifice all his Wisps for this Ancient War, and the creeps are definitely going to finish it if iNSUP doesn't. And greater mana, by the way. Alice did get a Robe of the Magi and level 3 Warden in the meantime, though, so the Ancient War has served as a decent distraction.
Yeah, decent items for the Warden as well. You know, very, very defensive with the robe for added mana. So a little bit of tankiness with the damage dealer with the spells. So decent items. Lich comes out second. Tier 3 popped right away for iNSUP. And I would say that was very good for iNSUP, though, because now, you know, Alice can't creep anymore. He already got his level 3, like you said, but now he's got to go into lores. So iNSUP knows exactly what's going on. I know I'm going up against lore play, so... And not going to be the Gargs this time. So it is going to be that standard Fiend transition into Destroyers that we didn't get to see on Autumn Leaves, but we'll get to see it on Autumn Last Refuge, which is good.
Yeah, we'll
stuck the landing on the map name. Though,
yeah, I noticed. I noticed you were trying really hard to get
I was. I thought about it.
Yeah. Okay, staff. We'll see. Alice obviously is looking to go for some Acolyte kills if possible, and even if iNSUP has a second Acropolis, it's still... Losing workers is still losing workers, but iNSUP has a ward in position. He's also got a Lich and a Death Knight in position. Would love to get that Death Knight level 3 if he has the time. But for now, Alice just buying time for what could seem like an expansion from iNSUP's point of view, but currently it is not. It's just going to be the tier 3 tech to those bears.
Yeah, iNSUP definitely should try to get level 3 on his DK. He's going across the map with level 2 right now. I feel like he should creep something.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe he's
trying
to creep archers.
He did see the army go down here, though, with the Sentry Ward, so he knows that the Warden's here. Past the shop, and this coil could be money. This would be level 3, but he doesn't get it.
Ooh. Yeah, Shadow Strike to secure that, and Warden just staffs away. Plenty of Moonwell mana back at home. iNSUP's going to get these couple of remaining creeps. That would be close to level 3, but doesn't quite get it yet.
And the first couple Fiends do rally in. Second one queued up. Statue as well. Tier 3 is almost on the way. And iNSUP wants to stick around. Level 3 DK now. 5 gifters from Life Software Consulting. There we go, baby. Let's go. Huge sponsor for Dust League Season 7 right now. Appreciate it, buddy. And yeah, okay, now that he's getting tier 3, definitely wants to grab that orb, fiends, statues, and start to push here. There's still a lot of remaining archers here, and I don't know if that's going to be good for Alice. Definitely wants them to die so we can make room for more bears, and Master Bear Training is finishing up just as soon as this bear pops out.
For the creeping, they're certainly useful. Once the Lich hits level 3, though, they won't be as scary any longer. But for now, like in the first initial fights and the creeping, these archers are going to be great. And the Warden gets level 4 and a Mana Stone. And Alice is looking pretty good. Like, he seems to just not be disrupted, except for that Ancient War loss, of course. That was a little bit annoying, but now that he has Rejuve, he doesn't really mind that he doesn't have Ancient Wars anymore. He's got his Orb of Venom as well. iNSUP gets a double Potion of Greater Mana, which he's certainly not complaining about, but Alice does look to be strong. As soon as he got those bears online, he'll be pretty strong. Oh, he does. As soon as I say that, he does. There we go.
Okay, Warden is creeping up a storm, especially if he gets the red camp, Carson. That could be very close to level 5.
That's terrifying. It's terrifying for iNSUP, who was already losing his Lich against the Keeper. Imagine what could happen against the level 5 Warden.
Yeah, and the Warden only has skilled Shadow Strike, so hasn't switched over to fans or blink yet.
Yep.
Gonna wait till he gets level 5 and then see what the composition is and go from there.
Well, Medallion. There's too many good items. Too many good items on this Lich, or on the Warden right now.
Yeah, look at the mana, 434.
Oh, backpack, actually. He uses backpack, picks it up on the Dryad, stabs the Dryad back, sells it at the shop. Look at that.
Beauty. But iNSUP's right here on the front door with Ghoul Frenzy. A lot of Fiends and double statue. With Dark Ranger for silence. The silences have to be on point.
Yeah, this is the timing right here. This is it. The Shadow Strikes are definitely going to be on point, and Involve probably has to be purchased. Yeah, Toma retraining. Okay. And the AoE will be the skill choice, I suppose.
Yeah, gonna go for a level 3 fan, level 2 blink, and just gonna be looking for mass AoE like you said. And iNSUP needs to micro. It's really hard to micro this in. I don't even know if he has heal scrolls on any of the heroes. He does not.
No.
So this could be a devastating fight as long as Alice just keeps the Warden pumping. Bunch of bears trying to be focused down, but still the range is there, and the fan of knives is ridiculous. iNSUP trying to take this fight against a Warden with no heal scroll. This is not going to work out well for him. Lich taking damage now as well. There is no Shadow Strike, though. Oh, he tries to coil the Fiend, but the Fiend just gets obliterated. This Warden still got a lot more where this came from, especially with the Mana Stone. iNSUP needs to get out of here.
Yeah, there's just too much mana on the Warden, and iNSUP kind of missed his timing by a little bit, it seems. The statue now going to fall. That's the only source of healing now gone because the Death Knight can't coil himself. So the Death Knight has to run away, and oh my god, the Fan of Knives. This is about to be level 6 Warden, Ricky.
That's the second coil missed because of a Fan of Knives going faster, and Alice also bringing a Zeppelin. iNSUP doesn't even have the DPS right now to take down a bear, not even an archer unless he nukes. So this Zeppelin is just going to be really, really probably game ending. 42 supply for Alice. Doesn't even need the expansion right now. He's just pumping this with the Warden. And iNSUP looking like he might take a fat 0-2 to start this day off, and Alice looking like he definitely wants to be here. Level 6, there it is. Are we going to see the... Yeah, we're going to see the GG before we see the Vengeance. And
unfortunately, we didn't get to see the ultimate. We never get to see the ultimates. People always GG before we see ultimates.
They rob us of what we want, you know. We really just want the level 6s. But a nice series, man. I got to say, Alice looked very, very good. A little bit of a standard mixed with Warden. I do like to see that. I really want to see how he does against the Orc players.